Well, he came within 3 of Max Holloway with that finish in February, and then, of course, Blessed came into Las Vegas with the most epic knockout UFC history, and he is now 4 clear. But make no mistake, Brian Ortega is a finisher of the highest order. He is one of the fan-friendliest fighters in the history of the UFC, and he's back under the bright lights with Lafayette's finest, Dustin Poirier. Daniel Cormier is also from Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm Brendan Fitzgerald.
That is just so crazy that you guys do that.
Brian Ortega, what can you say about the type of fighter that he is and what he showed in February to put himself back in the mix?
I think when Brian Ortega is healthy and he's in these fights, he could beat anybody in the world. I've been a fan of his for a long time. This fight here is actually my pick for fight of the night. But Brian Ortega's never out of a fight. He can strike with the best of them, has great jiu-jitsu, and he has that never-say-die attitude. You know, he's never out of a fight, and the guy he's fighting, he's going to be standing across from a guy who's trying to make a name for himself.
You know, Brian Ortega went into Mexico City, and it felt like it was teed up for Yair, right? To go to Mexico City early in the year, turn back, fight at the Sphere, Noche UFC. It was like he was there as a guy to almost elevate. Yair Rodriguez, he said, no way. He said, that's not my path. My path is to come back and become a player again, especially knowing that you have a new champion at 145 pounds. So it changes things for Brian Ortega. You know, we had our fighter meeting with him yesterday. He was confident, he was sure, and one thing that he pointed to that he feels is a big difference in where he was prior was that he's doing everything right to be in order to be able to take this type of opportunity. He said before, he'd fight, he'd win, go hang out, he'd party, he'd get heavy, he'd balloon up. He doesn't do that anymore. He said he's locked in completely on trying to work his way back to a championship opportunity that starts with Diego Lopes.
And Brian Ortega is the betting underdog, albeit a small one in this matchup, which says a lot about what people think of Diego Lopes. You've seen the rise. It's been 13 months. He's got on the roster last year, and it was a loss against Movsar Yevloyev when he won a lot of respect. Since then, amazing finishes, amazing performances.
You know, a lot of times we heap praise and expectation on these young fighters, and a lot of them, they falter. It's hard, man. It's hard when Dana White is saying, be like this guy. It's hard like when you're on a pay-per-view and Joe, John, and I are saying you are the next great thing. You can go win, but you have to win impressively. This kid not only wins, he does it better every single time. The last guy he fought, Sadiq Youssef, doesn't get knocked out. Sadiq fights the best in the world. He buzzes through him in like 2 minutes. We've never seen nothing like this because we have not seen a young guy that starts this fast and that has that much confidence in his ability to finish fights. Now, he knocks Sadiq out, but I think his greatest asset in fighting is his jiu-jitsu, which makes this a very interesting fight, DP.
That's why I think this matchup is so fun, because this is going to be a stand-up fight. It's going to be a ground fight. You're going to get all of mixed martial arts. But this guy comes out fast. He can finish you on the feet, finish you on the ground. And let me tell you what, if he comes out here and beats a healthy Brian Ortega on a International Fight Week card, you're looking at a contender.
He'll be in the top 5.
You're looking at a contender.
Top 5 right away. Who wins the fight? You can make the prediction.
I didn't know we were doing this. Oh, boy. Here. I'm going the OG. I just feel like Brian Ortega's been in there with the who's who of the 145-pound division.
Certainly has.
This has been a fast rise for Diego, so we got to see.
Really quickly, because I'm not supposed to say anything, but I kind of go off the rails at times. Brian Ortega is very tough, and I don't think people give him credit for that enough. Max beat him up bad. Volk did too, and he stayed in there as much as he did. Not many could have taken that damage.
Yair knocked him down twice in the first round. Came back, won the second round, finished him in the third round.